Hey guys, how are you all? I'm fine, and I know you are super fine. Well, guys, as you have already seen in my thumbnail, that is why to do marriage. I think you found it's very interesting, and actually, this is very, very, very interesting. Well, guys, whatever the things I'm going to deliver you, this is my ideology, what I have observed around the world, and after observing I concluded this. So you are free to follow this or not to follow this. You are wise enough, you are sensible enough to judge what is right and what is wrong, right? Well, this video is not an scripted video as like always the videos are, but this video is not a scripted video at all. This video is going to connect with your heart, with my heart. So this is a connection between two hearts. So there is no chance, of any kind of vulgarness or any kind of wrong thing in this video. Well, I'm aware of the fact that marriage is a very sensitive topic to talk, and so that being an aware person, I know my limitations, so don't worry about it, I will take care of it. Along with that, I also love to know how many of you are married people, lovely married people, right? Guys, I have found that in India, well, being an Indian, we take marriage decision for granted, or in a harsh word, better to say, we take marriage decision not less than a joke. I think I don't think so. What are you saying? What are you thinking after listening these lines? But I have found this: we take the marriage decision so for granted that even suppose we prepare for anything, like for any short tour, for any kind of any trivial things, we plan so much about it, but the decision that is going to decide your future, we do not take consideration upon the consequences of that thing in future. It is so, actually it is so. I don't know how you're taking this, but I have found this, and this you can very often see this kind of things in your society as well. Well, basically, in our society, two kind of peoples, right? First one is who really want to marry, and second one who do not want to marry. Basically, this video is for the second type of person, but there are lots of other aspects of first type of person as well. We have to discern, we have to talk. Nobody is talking about it. We all just following the path of flock of ships kind of. Come on, we have to come out from this type of trivial things, this kind of small thinking, narrow thinking, very inferior kind of things. Come on, we have to talk about this. That's why I made this video. There is no any other purpose, and I realize it, nobody is talking, but I think I have to talk. Whatever the response I will get from you doesn't matter, because whatever the things I am saying by my heart, and try to connect with your heart, right? Basically, in first type of persons, they are excited about marriage, but they are not planned about their marriage. I mean, they are excited, but they are not aware why they are marrying with any person. They are not clear, their purpose is not clear. I mean, you have to be very specific about it. Suppose in love marriage, you are aware about the person to whom you are going to marry, and you are somehow aware about his positive and negative things, his his pro and cons, his lackings, his benefits, his everything you are familiar with it. But as far as arranged marriage is concerned, we have to be specific about it. We have to be like, suppose you have jot down 10 points, that 10 points should be in my wife or in my husband. It is as simple as that. Well, it is not, it is very wrong to say that 10 points should be in any person. Nobody is perfect kind of things, but at least of 6 or 7 points should be matched with your upcoming, husband or wife, or whatever the relation that is you are looking for, right? Well, now you will say not everything happens as we plan. I do agree, but it is also a fact that out of 10, not 2 or 3 will happen as per, not 2 or 3 will going to happen as you planned. But of course, not like every, whatever the 10 points we have jotted down, that is not going to happen as you planned. It's not like that, right? Like, what kind of, suppose a girl who is seeking for a person or his hobby, height must be this or that, his income this or that, or few things, his qualification should match. More than anything, his mental tuning is very, very, very important. That is, in short, we call compatibility, right? So be aware, do not take the decision, especially about marriage, in a haste way, in a buck up way, with hurry. Do not do so. After all, this is the matter of your whole life, or marriage is somehow called second inning of your life, and you want to ruin your second inning? I don't think so anyone want to ruin his or her life. Why not? And why to make haste here? Why you will make haste? There is no point to make haste upon something which is so important, that is going to decide your future. So, you know what, first you have to, I would like to specify few points that you have to must ask yourself. First thing, why do you want to marriage? This is a very, very, very important question for any person. Second question you have to ask to yourself, that is it really worth to marriage? Both questions are different. You have to understand. Is it really worth to marriage? Third point, that is am I marrying with any person with the pressurization of my parents or my society, peers, or any such kind? This question is also very, very, very crucial. Fourth question, that is more than anything else, you must clarify this thing, that what are your demands, and what are your his or her past relation, or as such kind, because this is very, very important. In many cases, you can easily see that in lots of programs as well, or in real life as well. Like, after marrying the person who is earlier attached with, he is still attached with that person, and his or her relation is still continue after marriage. That kind of situation is very, very, very wrong, as far as every person who is associated with it, of course. That, so you have to be clear it out. Yeah, there is nothing wrong in this to talk directly with your partner, upcoming partner who is going to become. So you have to be clarify this thing, and nothing wrong, trust me, nothing wrong in this to ask this kind of. Many of the people will think, how can any person ask? Why not? Why not? This is not a 1 or 2 day game. This is about your future. This is about your life. This is about your whole careers, whole life. Your somehow your parents is also associated. Don't forget, whatever the consequences you will feel, somehow heard the same thing to your parents as well. After all, you or whether male or female is son or daughter of your parents here, right? Well, I hope you will must concern or must take care of all these points, because it matters. It's not like you can avoid these topics, avoid these points easily, or even there is no point to avoid this point. This is very very important question you have to ask yourself before marriage. Well, I think it's time to switch to second kind of person, that is who do not want to marry. Well, before start, I like to say that I am not a married person. I am a bachelor. You can easily recognize by my voice that I am still quite young. So but I have, after observing all this thing, I am making this video. So without wasting time, let's start about second type of person, right? Well, in our society, the condition of second kind of person is much more pathetic than the first kind of person, because the second kind of person is somehow just challenging the society, the person, the parents somehow, or the friends, that he is just doing something against what is conventional, orthodox, or the things that is going on since long time. This is not something what this kind of things are bravery kind of thing, but this decision is matters. This is the decision taken by that person. He might be not mentally prepared for it. He might be think that it is always might be he think that I will keep myself alone. Nothing wrong in this. I know it's very difficult as for an Indian society concerned to convince even your parents that, well, nothing wrong to keep him or herself alone. Well, I always believe that, and this is a reality, that it is always better to keep yourself alone instead in a relation that is burden for you. And live with a burden is no, please, no means no. So you have to be very crystal clear, think very seriously about it. Yeah, this or that things, that's why I don't want to marry. You have to point out this whatever the things in your mind to your parents, that this or that the reason, that's why I don't want to marry, and I want to just keep myself alone. So do not need to seek any kind of girl for me and make any kind of chaos around me, and do not make any kind of emotional torture that usually moms do for marriage, like no, it's time to marriage, I can't wait anymore, I always ill, and this or that kind of things. This kind of emotional torture somehow is not right. Not somehow, it is totally wrong. This is not right. Well, what kind of mentality this is, to just emotionally torture that person, and after marrying, the things he or she not mentally prepared for it, that thing become a burden for me, and the thing to live with burden for the whole life, not possible. Ultimately what happened, that person just try to come out from that relation at any cost, and that leads to lots of other negative consequences. You are wise enough to what I mean to say, right? So why not to be frank, extramarital affair is one of the basic reasons for all. Basically, extramarital affair happens when there is no rejoicement between the couple. They just married each other due to the pressure of his or parents, or whatever the situation he or she has gone through, doesn't matter. I always believe that you have to convey this or that point before marriage. There is no point to run away from yourself from that kind of, from after marriage. This is not right. This is not right. I totally against you. But I also having, this is pathetic kind of things. That is very difficult to live with a burden relationship. Is not right, guys. So nothing wrong in this, and I know this kind of people suffers a lot, not only by their parents, by the society or the relatives who attach with that person, right? So guys, point just try to, first of all, you have to clear about yourself. Just try to point out this or that kind of things to your parents clearly, specifically this kind of thing. This is the reason I don't want to. There's nothing wrong in this. If your parents is wise enough or not having a conventional kind of mentality, definitely he or she is going to understand your problem. And you are not the only person who is going to, or who have done this kind of things, right? There are so many people around the world who is doing, who have done this kind of thing, and their life is running very smoothly, right? So guys, I hope I have delivered what I mean to, and it is totally connect with your heart. So I love to know what are the point I missed, or what are the point I have to include in this, and what are your opinion about this video. I love to know. Please write down. That's why I love to I love to read the opinions of others, and after know your opinion, I like to make further video. Thank you so much, guys. Like, subscribe my videos.